And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alien Spaceship stream. You could be watching from anywhere around the country or the world, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Coming to you from the Spaceship Studios from a galaxy far, far away. Now what we'll be doing is going to the other screen. Like this. Let's see. Hello, everyone. It's Alien Spaceship, and I hope everybody's been having a nice weekend. Tomorrow we'll be seeing a hearing and some trials. It'll be, and I'll certainly do my review on them, as we always do here. Alright, and now what I'm going to be doing is switching over to the other screen where we do playing the game. Okay, so let's go this way. Alright. He's, looking at something in a distance, it seems. We're going to put this down here and get everything in place. Alright. Hello, Abs. Good evening to you. It's been 3 days since I truly slept, but wanted to say have a great stream and you're the bomb alien. Tell others I said hi, please. It's rough time lately. My sleep meds won't work with paranoia, but good night, King. Thank you, Abs, very much for the update. I am sorry to hear about that. You are in our thoughts and prayers, and I certainly will tell the others about your message. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to launch it. I'm going to shout to Bubbles in the background. He excited for the stream. Okay. All right. Alright, so it seems like there is some chickens in the game. That's quite interesting. Alright, and let's see. Alright. Yeah, this, as I said, this is the pirate port that we usually go to. And probably going to do some ships. Alright, I will see what this cat wants, and I will be over here. Hello, Fifi. Good to see you. Hello there. I am glad you came by to tell us hello. See you tomorrow at the trials. Um, it'll be pretty cool to see how it goes. Some of the new things that we've been talking about, because different trials. Yeah. Alright, and I want to go and attack this one. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so right now I'm not on any particular quest. I'm just doing this sporadic pirating, I call it, in different areas. Alright.
Oh, you're on Pirate Game?
Yeah, on the weekend I play it.
Oh, good.
Alright, speeding forward.
Let's try this. Turn this over. This might help. Let's turn it over.
Okay, now this is the ogre. It's not the biggest ship, but it's one of the bigger ones, and when they come in groups, they can be difficult to maneuver. Now, this ship is a very small one. It's based off of, I'm basing it off the modern day pirate ships that they have. They'll, I think it's quite funny to use this one over the other ones. My weather was warm today. It was sunny and no rain. I know, but other regions there is rain. Okay, and lurking around these ogres and then taking out that one. Alright. Now with this, it takes more time, usually, with this version. Yeah, that one's ready to sink. It's absolutely ready. Oh, that is a very cool Zero, and congratulations to you for achieving that. Well done. Right. Yeah, because, it's a good accomplishment to achieve over, as time goes on. It is something worth celebrating indeed. And going and lurking over I'm going to take both of these. Okay. All right, and taking out this. All right. Now with this one, it's certainly the key is to not have the ship getting attacked at all. That really is the best part of it. All right, now heading over here. Let's go. As I remember, with usually I don't attack that type with the symbol on it, but I realized it could be sunk. Or Zero and I have sunk ships, and you just have to press parlay. I didn't really know that originally, but I remember from doing the raids with him on the other ships that's how it's done. Not really done any quests recently. I've just been mostly going solo. I think the quests are quite fun to do. Ah. And this is the Ring of Death, orbiting this ship right here. It's quite with uncertain territory, and I'm out of their reach, and they can't really get me that easily. But it is possible, and it has happened a couple of times if I'm not maneuvering it completely correct. Alright, and turning over this direction. And there we go. They got me for a moment. Now let's finish him off. And that didn't quite work. So we're going to, as I fed Bubbles his food, and but it seems like he's still chatty, which I'll see what he wants, but usually he likes to talk when I'm doing a live stream. He likes being heard. Alright, now I won, so I'm going to raid this here. Yeah, let's go here. Like this, like so. Alright. Alright, and then we're going to parlay. There we go. Oh, good. There is another one right here to plunder. That's good. These are always fun. They know that I'm onto them. Usually the skeleton ships will attack first. That's what they love to do. There's some more rockets coming in. Okay. Have to mitigate the damage in the smaller one because it doesn't handle as much as the bigger ones. Now, I will say this: these ships are much faster. Indeed. Now I got two of those ships on my tail. Scared. Alright, now curving this way and entering this port. Okay. So this type of ship has its pros and cons to it. Okay, good. But now we have this other ogre out here, and it could sink. It could sink us. It's going to be close. Okay, good. Now I'm going to take the loot from this other ship right here and then go to the island right there. Alright, it's going to fire this way. More like this. Alright, I got one. Parlay. Well, this is interesting to look at it this way, like from the boat. That's cool. That's the island. Ah, interesting, a new staff. Let's see. I'm going to be going through to see which one. I got more access to some voodoo dolls now because I increased the level. Okay. That is an orangutan. Well, that's not. I mean, I call it orangutan, but it's not really what it is technically. Ah, this one. We'll let it go. And then this we'll put here. A new voodoo staff. A rare sea charm. Interesting. Let's see. Do we have any room? Oh, all the voodoo dolls look like I could use them now. That's awesome. Yeah, the dagger. Yeah, we could just. I wish they had more space to put some of these things in. Okay, but they... Saber, Sea Dog, Engraved. Okay, make sure we got what we could get. Witch Hunter. Like that. Okay. This is a dagger I've not used yet. Using a different set of weapons at the moment. Now let's try this one. Oh. Okay, here we go. That worked out quite well. Plunder pouch. And those are the clouds. As I said, it's more authentic looking. Hello, Sharon. Sharon, a good evening to you. Thank you for dropping by to support the channel. I appreciate you very much. Hope you've been doing well and have been having a good weekend. Thanks for coming by. Yeah. Now, I really like how, as I said, the weather, they fixed weather, because usually in the old days they wouldn't have any weather in this game, but it looks more realistic now, the weather. Tomorrow I'll be keeping up with that trial, the trial and the hearing. It'll be interesting. It'll be. I'm eager to see how it goes. Okay. It works pretty good. Now it uses lots of energy. That's nice. I like that. Even in rain, I like how this works even in rain. Very effective staff. Very effective. Now I'm gonna see how it does against the higher ranking level enemy. But yeah, this is going quite good, because the other staff is good, but I'm not even too sure if it's the staff itself or the power up it has. But I think the staff has something to do with it. Let's see. It handles it much better. Okay. Yeah, this one it is a little bit more difficult to attack with this one. Oh, wrong item. Oh, thank you, Mary Toodles, for the nice dono. I appreciate you. Yay! Okay, now bouncing to this weapon. Okay, I might go out, but we're going to just kind of do this way. I'm scared. All right, now. Hey, he keeps running. Ah, he got me. Okay. Let's see what island this is. Right by Tortuga. Okay. Hello, Matt. Welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. I have to go. Yes. Ditto, Matt. Yeah, I am. It's now raining in the game. It hasn't rained in a while in the game. It does it periodically, but usually it doesn't rain. But they added it. So go back to the island and use the weapons to attack this character in the game. Okay. I hope you've been doing good, Matt. It's different parts of the country have different types of weather right now. It's warm and sunny where I am. Some other parts is like cold and rainy. Over in the west coast, it's raining where it usually doesn't rain, and it just seems all scattered. Yeah, now with this speed boat, I'm gonna go speed to the shore. 20 knots. Okay. All right, then full blast. And something I like about this specific sword is that it has a thing where it heals you with magical powers. It's kind of like Excalibur. It it has something in there which it's good to use when you're getting attacked. And usually in these games, it's good to have a group of people with you to heal people, stuff like that. That's usually how this game will function. But doing it solo is what you like to do most of the time, and that's good too. But it has its pros and cons. Now, I the character is still groggy, so I'm just gonna kind of wander around this island while we go to the other part. And I just wonder what caused all the crabs to get out the water, because that's where they came from, but they're just chilling on the island. They maybe they got evicted from the sea over there, and now they're freeloading on land. Scared. Okay. Now we're just going to go right into it. All the power ups you could use, possibly. Let's see. Ah, I kept pressing it and it didn't work. But yes, the character was groggy. I should have waited a little bit longer. But yeah, I kept pressing the healing and it wouldn't do the healing. That is some serious Timu healing skills right there. This, scared. And that's my cellmate. He's already, probably 100 years ago, he's out, so I'd probably just be in here with him chilling. Locked up for piracy. Okay, now we're just going to break out. Yeah, you see, that's a trick exit, because it's not really an exit. It's this way. Okay. Alright, that is repaired completely. Oh, it looks like the groggy thing is gone now, and it can. Well, first we need to go get some more of the health tonic to cure the pirate of any kind of illness it may get. This way. Yeah, the store. That's what I wanted. Okay. Oh, and this ship's just a creaking behind me. Well, here we go. All right, back is I've beat that character before. The one on this island. It's just the first time I was using the staff that may need to be just a different strategy and not just using the staff by itself. Usually I did it with the sword or the other weapons. Taking my speedboat. And then this way. Alright. Now that one's nice. Okay, going it down that way through here. Oh, I did it with the voodoo doll. That's how I did it originally. Yeah, this one. Well, that's a different type of voodoo doll. The one that I'm referring to would be this one. That's another one that's a healing doll. Is this another heal? I got a bunch of healing ones. Well, this one has a power up. Okay. Exhaust. That's what it does. Oh. Well, maybe that one is also some. I got a surplus of healing, so let's. The one I know will work is this one. Ah, there we go. Yeah, this is how I, without a crew, defeat this enemy. He's using all these different power ups to scorch it. It takes a little bit off his life, so to speak, but it shaves quite a bit off. Monkey Panic. Interesting. I like that power up. Okay, Now we're taking the guy out. Now let's use this final power up. Oh, wait. Alright. Repaired myself. Now we're just going to take him out again. Yeah, he is just refusing to go down when he should be down. Okay. We took it out. That's good. Alright. We got this other guy here who wants to square up. Oh, nice. I got only have two left in the circle of voodoo dolls to until I get the final level. Just two more. Nice. I like this. Uh-oh, the other one's coming back for revenge. Okay. Hello, Frog. Good evening. Thank you for coming by with that. Yes, yes. The as a spaceship for Breeze, as they like to say, usually may be needed, but we love you, Frog. Thank you for hopping over here. All right, and it looks like on the island it is quite dark over here because the night is setting in. Okay. Anything? Nah, just something else. Okay. Yeah, hello, Frog. Alright, looks like the rain has stopped. Well, I defeated the thing on the island that I want to defeat. Now, this looks a little like bioluminescence, but it's just a reflection. I like it. Because bioluminescence in water is still a little glow like that because of the plankton. But yeah, the little boat to go out to sea is on the other side. Probably around this way. Okay, this time we're gonna have a fight with one of these out here. Then I'm gonna go to another island. Yes, I missed, as expected, but I wasn't completely sure. Okay. They look a lot. These types of ships look a lot like the Flying Dutchman did. Okay. Oh, see, since it's so small, I can just go this way. Ah, well, it just needs one more, and it'll be finished. Maybe I'll get it. All right, good. Completely took it down. Because at that point, there was no health in it. All right, looks like the sky has cleared up since the storm. Okay. Gotta be careful about these because they could shoot the whole ship down immediately. Okay. The Jaggernaut. The Joggernaut. Something like that. It is. It shoots a cannon that can completely sink the ship instantly. It's like a giant fireball. So I always usually like to take a distance from it. Hola, Regina. Welcome to chat. I Happy Sunday, and we are approaching Monday. I'm going to be reviewing tomorrow those trials, and one trial and one hearing that'll happen, and we'll talk about it at some point tomorrow, because that's when it comes on. All right, so okay, now it's a jugger. not. Not. Yeah, scared. Scared. Six made a 666 made a video about the one of the one of the trials that we're going to be looking into. He did a very good take on it. I saw it earlier, and he's more familiar with the area, so it's nice to learn from the people in the region. And now this ship is sinking below, so we took another one. That's nice. All right. And Regina, did you have anything for dinner? Just curious, because we usually like to talk about food on here. And I had some winter soup earlier. Although the where I am, it's kind of warm. It was nice for the season because the year went by really fast, and oh look, they completely took out all their sales. Hilarious. Okay, let's take it out. Wow, somebody really messed their ship up. Maybe they sunk the other team that was trying to take it out. I don't know, but we'll finish it. But I'm sure, as I said, another front will come through and do its thing. Okie dokie. Let's go this way. Might have to get a little bit closer to this one. And I found some more Brooks cartoons for the Darrell Brooks. Those are hilarious. I was playing some towards the very end last night. Well, it looks like I have to get a little bit closer to this thing to sink it. It's kind of eerie how it's just sitting out there in the water like that, without any sails. Certainly very ghostly looking, because they must have taken out those sails completely. The mast, I mean, they took it out completely. All right. It's like one of those abandoned ships that sail off to sea for a very long time and just drift in the water. Okay, I have to let's see what it looks like this way. It might just sink on its own. Yeah, that is a cool view. Looks like an abandoned ship. Now, as I approach to get this closer in, okay. Now this is better. All right. All right, now this is sinking into scared. Has officially sunk to the depths. Okay, good. Oh, look at this. We got one just came out of nowhere that wants to square up. Okay. All right, now we'll be charging forward. That was quick. That was quicker than the other ones. And that one was completely fresh. Scared. Okay. Turning. Well, I have to turn to the other side to completely get it. Alright. Alright. Backing up. It got parlayed. Oh, and one just appeared out of nowhere. Hilarious. I like how the game just randomly generates them. Yeah. Take out a different type this way. Oh, good evening, Duke. Welcome to the stream. Hope you. Thank you for coming. Yes, a shout out to the chickens, and the bulls, and the flamingos, and the satellites. Scared. Okay, and dealing with another ogre ship. All right. Yep. Yep. Nice flamingos. If this ship is so confused, it doesn't even know what to do with itself. Okay, now it's going to go that way. All right, ship sinks. I am speeding with my ship now. As I said, it's like a little speedboat. Okay. That's a privateering island right there. got some thunderbolts. Okay. And this is cutthroat. This is an island with a couple of skeletons from the Spanish. One of the other ones were French. And this is the Spanish one. And this right here is a forest, I assume. A giant graveyard. That's what this place must be. Been a while since I've been to this one. Set multiple ones on fire. Scared. Okay. Pretty serious. Nice. Nearly got me taken out, but I got it. There's still two more, but I got a heal. Let's use the bull. It's getting close. They got me. Right back in this cell with this skeleton. This time he moved and went on the ground from his piece of wood he was laying on. Okay. That's in a different area. Oh, I just heard some chickens in the game. Scared. That must be it. That's a house someone's living in. Okay. This is where people do certain quests, and it's like a grocery store. Yeah, like that was their grocery store back in the day. It was just an open market. Yeah, that way. Yeah, that's where they have some sword stores and this here. Let's see, did that work? Nope. Let's do this instead. There we go. Let's see him now. Nice. We'll go to the volcano island. Do I have a thing to just teleport there? Let's see. Nope. Port Royal is the closest one. Off to the volcano island. Not that. The rain has returned. Right, it is floating by. I'm going to just dodge all these other ships and just go straight to the caves. Yay. Beckett's query. Okay, this is the winding caves. Okay. We'll use this. Oh, it got all of them. Wow. Wow. That was quick. Oh, look at this. You got this molten lava that's just running down, and they've had all kinds of different themes to this cave, and now it's like this, and yeah, that's. It is just going down lower and lower. The just slowly. All right, now let's try this area. In this one, hello there, Danielle. Enjoy your movie. So yeah, hello to you. Thank you for telling us the greeting. Right now, just playing the game and making commentary about it. I just think the lava in these caves are very surreal. Okay. It reminds me of napalm. Yeah, samurai stuff. Yeah. It's similar with the swords. I have a staff, a magical staff that helps me win battles, and also I have my own sword too. Didn't quite work because he keeps hitting me. Okay. Now he's on fire. Okay. The winding train tracks. Okay. Of course, got these other ones too that could be used against them. In the cave, right? I like this thing. It's like the Black Plague. Okay, on Friday there is a double verdict, and they were so yes, there were two verdicts on Friday, and I'll tell you about the other verdicts right now. Okay, we're gonna go in this way. And I'm going to tell you all about it. All right, for Monday, there's going to be a hearing, and there's going to be a one of them is going to be a hearing, and one of them is going to be a trial beginning. All right, so trials. Let's go here. All right, there's neighborhood killing murder trial tomorrow. Matthew versus Lands versus Georgia. And there's a hearing tomorrow about Lands. No, this is Massachusetts. No, you're not disturbing me. It's not a problem. So the one in Massachusetts mom murder trial is the Massachusetts man, Brian Walsh, is accused of murdering and dismembering his wife, is set to appear in court on Monday for his final hearing before he heads to trial. Authorities allege Brian Walsh killed Anna Walsh, cut her body up with a hacksaw, and disposed of the remains in unknown locations. Anna's body has never been found. Investigators said Walsh used his son's iPad to Google the best ways to get rid of body around the same time Anna went missing. Walsh faces charges of murder, misleading the police investigation, and improper convenience to human body. Yeah, the young guy that killed the couple. Yes. The other trial tomorrow is Matthew Lands is standing trial in Georgia for 2021 murder of his neighbors Justin and Amber Hicks. When the couple was found dead, investigators also discovered their toddler alone in Cobb County home, reportedly unattended, for at least 12 hours. The case has been stalled for years amid debates over Lanz's mental capacity. He is charged with malice, murder, and child cruelty, the latter tied the child's prolonged abandonment. So those are going to happen tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central, but of course, adjusted to your time zones. It'll be much, different time for those. It'll probably be like 9 on the East Coast. So just some more context. Yeah, it's awful indeed. So about Matthew Lands, and he has been competent to stand trial in November 17, so tomorrow. Charges. So just more about this is more of an in-depth about Lands. All right, is Lands is accused of the murders as we talked about in Cherokee County firefighter Justin Hicks and his wife. Yeah, poor baby. Yeah, lost his two kids. Lost his parents at such a young age. Yeah. Hicks and wife Amber Hicks in the Ackworth, Georgia home. He is charged with 2 counts of malice murder for 4 counts of felony murder, 1 count of cruelty to children. This is 2-year-old son was found unharmed but alone in their home approximately for 12 hours. Home invasion, aggravated assault, and possession of firearm during felony Related charges: following the murders, Lands was arrested in neighboring Fulton County after allegedly breaking into another home and stabbing a Sandy Springs police officer who survived. He faces 35 additional felony counts in the county. Competency issues: the trial was delayed for years due to the ongoing debate. Evaluations regarding Lanz's mental capacity, mental health professionals provided conflicting testimony, with some arguing he suffered from schizophrenia, was unfit to stand trial, while others stated he was competent and perhaps mimicking psychotic behavior. Recent ruling. In late October 25, a Cobb County judge ruled that Lands is mentally competent to stand trial. So that's about the Lands trial. You're welcome. And Danielle, there is the hearing tomorrow. I believe, yes, the hearing of the Massachusetts mom murder trial, which is this is one more, and then that'll be it. So just more detail about the other one that I mentioned is Massachusetts versus Brian Walsh murder trial is scheduled to bring with jury selection next week, and the victim is his wife Anna Walsh, and 39-year-old mother of three and real estate professional. Her body has not been found. Charged of first-degree murder, misleading police investigations, improper convenience of human body. Brian Walsh has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Anna Walsh last seen early on January 1, 2023 after a New Year's Eve dinner. Brian Walsh claimed she left for work emergency in Washington, D.C., but there is no record of her flight or car service. Digital evidence. Prosecutors allege Brian Walsh made numerous gruesome internet searches on his son's iPad, including 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. What kind of question is that? Scared? Hacksaw best tool to dismember. Okay, physical evidence. Investigators found blood and bloody knife in the basement of Walsh's home. Surveillance footage allegedly shows Brian Walsh purchasing around $450 worth of cleaning supplies, mops, buckets, tarps at a Home Depot on January 2, 23. So it looks like the Home Depot is going to be the next thing, because usually it's a Walmart. Motive: prosecutors have suggested two potential motives. Brian Walsh may have discovered an affair, or he may have wanted custody of their children to avoid prison. An unrelated art fraud case where he owed nearly $500,000 in restitution. He also the sole beneficiary of his $2.7 million life insurance policy. Investigators led on the case was state trooper who was later fired for his conduct. An unrelated high-profile case in the KR trial. Prosecutors have stated he will not testify in the Walsh trial. All right, so that is the two trials tomorrow that are going to be on. One's a hearing. I just mentioned the Massachusetts one's a hearing. The other one's a trial. All right, so there you go. All right, looks like they changed the animation back to what the cave usually looks like. Much darker now. Yeah, yeah, Danielle. Scared. Well, I will. I'll let it slide this time. Jk, I'll let it slide this time. Scared. And the yesterday we were talking about the Dima trial and some other things. In all seriousness, all jokes aside, it's been more quiet tonight than usual. Sometimes it happens. And oh, they're all trying to square up with me now. Nice. Let's just go here and go boom. Oh, I know what will work here. It's this one. I don't know. Today it's been just a fiery evening with these people, with these characters. Let's see. Nice. That was close. That was so close. And I got them, but I still got attacked. I still went out. I got knocked out, but I got them all though. Here we go. So, definitely. And I'll give my analysis tomorrow in my streams if I think the persons are innocent, guilty, whatever. All right, Danielle says I saw the trials and recap. I'm night owl and sleep in the daytime, but I do watch them. Oh, okay, okay. I'm a night owl too. In nighttime, just I don't know what it's like for you, but for me, I just think it's very nice and quiet and peaceful. I like looking at the different constellations and stuff as well. So, yeah, I love nighttime. Oh, thank you. Very awesome profile picture. Awesome. And great showing your loyalty. Indeed. And good evening to Christine. Thank you for uh, coming here. And yeah, we are. I've been playing the game, and Danielle and I were talking about the trials that'll be shown tomorrow. And one of them's a hearing. And yeah, we're. Oh, you're an old angel. But it's just, everybody is young. Everybody is, in my eyes, is young. Okay, the moon just vanished out of nowhere. Okay. Oh, this is a little nice body of water right here. At nighttime, different types of critters come out. I've seen, in, of course, the UFOs. I only saw one time, but usually people come across them at night in remote areas. Okay, this one thing is good that there is more trial activity, because sometimes there is no trial activity going on, so I that was quite unfortunate about that, but we still were here hanging out and talking about the different trials, which is cool. Okay, that leads to another exit, I suppose. Okay, that is the catacombs. Oh, you're welcome, Danielle. All right, this is the catacombs. So in this level, they have lots of tombs and where the skeletons were, but they're in the cave rather than being on an island. They're being guarded by these Navy officials. It's quite spooky in here. Okay. And some of them are fighting the skeletons themselves. That looks like a cool lava lamp right there. Oh, that must be another entrance, another exit. Character's walking a little bit slow. He's gonna slowly just walk in there. Alright, that's a lava gorge. Well, there's more to the catacombs than what we saw. And soon in the States, there will be. Oh, hello, Duke. I'm glad you're still hanging there. Thanksgiving. We're going to have some sort of Thanksgiving stream of some kind, like we did for Halloween. We'll we'll do that at some point during the that time. Oh, I'll tell you right now. I went over a recap for. I did a recap, but I'll do a recap for you right now. All right. Yeah, shout out to the alien flamingos. All right, so I'm getting it up for you. Buffet. Okay. All right. All right. There's the Massachusetts versus Brian Walsh. That'll be tomorrow. So it's going to be a hearing. It's gonna be a hearing. Matt Walsh, no, not Matt Walsh. That's a political commentary. The Walsh name got me mixed up with the other person. All right. Anyway, so the Massachusetts Brian Walsh murder trial is scheduled to begin jury selection next week, and the opening statement set for December 1, 2025. A judge recently ruled for Brian Walsh is competent to stand trial. All right, Brian Walsh, you knew about that. The second one is Georgia versus Matthew Lanz. So those are the two that are going to be on tomorrow, 8 Central, but East Coast it'll be 9. And the one with Lanz was in 21, the year 2021. Murders of his neighbors, Cherokee. He murdered the neighbor's parents, the parents of this kid. That's what he allegedly did. So those are two that are going to be tomorrow. And the chlorine trial, I don't know if it's coming on. They may have discontinued that trial. So that is the trial information I have at the moment. I think it's very sad for the kid that lost his parents like that. It's a the rest of his life he's gonna have to live without them. Like, hey Arnold. This is the catacomb part. Well, hello Sauce. Good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. And the catacombs are very dark. Oh, you don't see anything. Well, okay, if you go to the LC Trials one, there is go to live, and they already had it scheduled. If you wanted to check that out. All right. These are the catacombs. Where there's all these different spooks in here. And they took me out. Oh, you'll be in bed. Right. Sauce says good to see you to Danielle. That's nice. Nice to say. Okay. Yeah, sad for the baby indeed. Oh, and she's in Canada and Q. Yeah, we got people from all over the world here in one chat. I think I always thought it was so, like, my nerdy side is like it's so cool. We got coast to coast, different all these different places, just chilling in one chat. And I take this chat room like a social network. It's of people just hanging out. That's something cool about it. I got chicken brustella for dinner. Oh, salad, no pasta. Oh, delicious, Christine. Yeah, what did everybody have for dinner? Just a curiosity. I had some winter soup earlier. That is awesome, Danielle. And there is a time where my city and where you are were one country one time, a couple hundred years ago. It extended all the way down here, and then it got broken up into different pieces. One, I think Italian food is very good. Just for I like Mexican food too. The Mexican restaurants, I always like the smell of Mexican. I love all restaurants the way they smell. Okay, but oh, and Regina had leftover pizza. Okay, now yeah, Mexican food. I like the salsa and dip. Like when you go to a Mexican restaurant in the beginning, they usually give you like chips and dip. That's always very good. It's a I like the decorations they have. So yeah, Mexican food's one of my favorites. The I remember when I first had I believe it was Takis, which is something it was I believed it was I had it earned first 20 years ago, and I was It was from the taco truck, and it was so different. I knew it was from Mexico because I thought it was like the hot Cheetos, but it was different. And I didn't know what it was called, but years later I figured out what it was. That was, yeah. So that was pretty cool. And Danielle says, I thought it was only Americans also, but no, a lot of people from all over. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I have friends from Germany that are in here from different streams and other places and across the pond. Yeah. So I thought, and I'm wrestling fan of two that were from Canada: Chris Jericho, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho lives in Florida, but grew up in Hats. Jericho NY has a dad, Ranger hockey player, retired. Yeah, pizza. Pizza's good too. But yeah, hockey is that sport is really cool. Thank you, Christine, for sharing information about the different players. And wrestling is cool to watch. I watched it when I was growing up, and boxing. It's kind of evolved more into the UFC type fighting. Like there's McGregor, there's those different ones. But now we have the and people say like the WWE type wrestling is a classic one that people I heard usually say it's more scripted. UFC might not be as scripted. So that yeah, those are two sports that I like watching as well. Oh, you love AEW and WWE. Oh, I have the action figures for the WWE. Oh, I my friends and I used to play with them and would have the the ring and all. That was so yeah. That's something we loved watching. I think my favorite was the Undertaker because it was I'm into like spooky stuff and that's what he was, a spooky character. Yeah, so yeah, that was always my sister did wrestling in Australia and Aussie many a couple 10 years ago. Not anymore. Okay, and I watched WWF in '85. My first year, Macho Man is my all-time favorite. Oh, okay, cool, nice. Also, Kenny Omega, he's from Canada. Chris, oh, Andre the Giant. I know about him. Andre the Giant. I talk about conspiracy theories and aliens and stuff here too, and yeah, he definitely had Nephilim genes, which Nephilim were giants from the Bible that were created from whole fallen angel hybrids, and he certainly wasn't had Nephilim genes strong in him. Yeah, that guy was a classic character. He was in that. He was in like a medieval movie I watched from the '80s. He was good at what he did. Hulk Hogan, yeah, rest in peace to him. That was a famous one. Yeah. Grandma Pizza. Yeah, and yeah, I think it started out in the '80s. Some of these things, then they over time they kept up with it. Yeah, the female wrestling too was cool to see. I like you know what about WWE? All right, I'll say about those one cool thing the way to interact with it is games. So there are different gaming consoles that came out, like the Xbox and PlayStation. One that they both have in common is that the wrestling games are really good, and taking the chair and like slamming people with it. It's kind of like the pirate game in a way, but different. And they used to say wrestlers are fake. Danielle, it's a sport entertainment, so some of it is fake, but entertainment gets you. Yeah, yeah, that is correct. Yes, yes, that is correct. I like that. I like her too. Yes, they really worked a lot on the entrances of the characters. That's another thing that they did. Like they'll have their theme music and they'll enter in, and it's like they made it basically like into a play. Yes, it's for entertainment. That's true. Yeah, it's the fireball. It missed, but we're gonna go here. Both on fire now. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, HBK. Yeah, yeah. Those are all the good ones. Are now going to indulge the fire. Ola Beans, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about a couple, and my character's on fire. It's funny. We're talking about a couple of different things, like including the wrestlers, wrestling stuff. DSauce says wrestling is fake. They have storylines, kind of like a soap opera. Some moves are real, but a lot of it is hoaxed. I always thought that they did a very good job when I was growing up. I would have to rewatch some of them, but I was re when I was watching it, I thought for a moment it was like kind of like unbelievable because they're doing these things that would hurt themselves. But yeah, it was allegedly all fake, and it being fake, it was really interesting because yeah, they're not really hurting each other. It was just a they're like skilled actors, like they're like stunt actors to do what they were doing. Yeah. In the Spider-Man movie, they had a scene about wrestling, and that was really cool. But it also was kind of anxiety driven when I was first seeing it. But it was quite awesome, epic. Yeah, and addicting. Oh, Cody Rowans. Yeah, and Saw says wrestling lines like soap opera. Yeah, okay. Exactly, Sasuke. Not sure what today has actually haven't really invested in the WWE. Probably last saw it in '99. Okay, right. These are the current characters: Cody Rhodes, babyface, or hero known as the American Nightmare. He recently won the undisputed WWE Championship. Roman Reigns, a long reigning former champion with powerful tribal chief persona. And John Cena came in and he was 19, retiring in December. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I remember John Cena. You can't see this. I remember that. Yeah, he was another popular one that we knew about. Okay, being the I'm playing a game called Legend of Pirates Online. It's a game that I started playing when I first went did live streams, and I would usually play it in the beginning. Then we would get into the topics, and other times I did different types of streams over time, but I still like to play it on like the weekends. There's different quests and missions, and there's characters from the movie, like Johnny Depp's in this game as Captain Jack Sparrow, and their characters are in there. So that is different the different ones. What this game consists of. They originally had this game, but 10 years ago they took the game down because Disney owned it and they took it down. Then some other people recreated it. So this is the recreation of it. Oh, you love the Undertaker too? Yeah, I remember that one. I thought it was like unbelievable the the different stunts they did with that character too. Yeah, that one was my favorite one. Stone Cold, one of my faves, Eddie Guerrero. Oh yes, yes. Oh, okay, Danielle. So this is how that works. So if you're talking about in a chat room where people are having a conversation, and what you if you're on a computer, you could put the at symbol, and then it generates the person's name automatically and shows it. But if you're on mobile, you would you would have to type their whole name out for it to be to highlight it, but it's not necessary. Usually just saying the first part of the name is the the best thing to do. If you someone doesn't want to type out a whole name, so that's the explanation. Rest in peace, Eddie. Yeah. Roman Reigns is a long reigning former champion with powerful tribal chief persona. Yeah, facts, Christine. CM Punk, the best in the world, known for his rebellious persona. He made a high profile return to WWE in late 23. Rhea Ripley, a dominant female superstar and former women's championship. Liva La Raza, yeah. Yep. There's Seth Rollins, visionary known for eccentric fashion and high flying a ring style. Bianca Belair, the East of WWE multiple time women championship. Drew McTyrie, known as the Scottish Warrior, two-time former WWE champion. Owen Hart, yeah. You're welcome, Danielle. And there's Damon Priest, a member of the Judgment Day, a former World Heavyweight Championship. Stone Cold Steve Austin, a beer chugging anti authority icon, was a face of the Attitude Era. And these are legendary characters. All right. The Rock, which we know about Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that one is another famous one. A charismatic superstar who achieved the mainstream fame in Hollywood. He recently returned to compete a WrestleMania at WrestleMania 40. You are not blocked. You are not blocked, Christine. I wasn't saying that there were any posts. I was just giving Danielle an example about how the chat room works. Okay, let's put this here. Oh no, nothing was posted in the chat. I'm just giving you all information about the people from the WWE. So what I'm doing is I'm telling you all about it verbally. There's nothing in the chat about it. It's just me telling you verbally. And on the screen should be the pirate. Okay, LMAO because I heard you reading. Okay, okay, understood. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, it is extremely important to have the. Oh yeah, it's extremely important to have the chat doing its thing, and I like that. All right, and now we'll continue with the famous ones. Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Christine. Yeah, I wasn't reading from the comments. And yeah, it was from the not reading from the comments. Yeah, and not from the comments. Ah, okay. There would be yeah, because I would let you know, and if that was a true, the people would have hypothetically blocked you. But yeah, it was no one from the chat. No one from the. Well, I would be a good magician. Would I be? No, it was not from the chat. It's from something else. You're okay, Christine. It's all good. Yeah, that I was funny. All right. Scared. All right, so Hulk Hogan, face of 1980s wrestling and leader of the villainous NWO in the 90s. The Undertaker, a dark undead character with iconic 21 and 0 undefeated streak of WrestleMania. John Cena, a 16-time world champion and WWE's franchise player during the Ruthless Aggression and PG eras. Yeah. Scared. Scared. Macho Man Randy Savage, a flamboyant, eccentric superstar with gravely voice and exposing in-ring style. Now, one thing that the I'll say is that for them to pull off these stunts was they're very talented to be able to do that. Well, I thought it may have been someone who wasn't in the chat. Well, innovate. Now you know. Right. Well, this gal is going to watch her movie. Good night, Alien, and everyone. Have a nice evening. To you too, Danielle. Thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit. All right. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, regarded as one of the most gifted in ring performers of all time. Bret the Hitman Hart, a two-time WWE Hall of Famer known for his technical in-ring prowess. Ric Flair, a 16-time world championship known for his catchphrase "Woo." Triple H, the game, a former world champion who is known as WWE's chief content officer. Are examples of WWE rivalries factions from different eras included the classic battle between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Yeah, that is certainly a classic one. The sibling conflict of the Undertaker and Kane, and the Attitude Era defining the feud of Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Mr. McMahon, and the modern day dominance of the Bloodline. All right, the golden era was the 80s. And then there's Stone Cold Steve and Austin versus The Rock. The Attitude Era, late 90s. And then they had Stone Cold Steve versus McMahon in the late 90s. Also, Undertaker versus Kane, late 90s and onward. John Cena and Edge is the 2000s. This is the modern ones. Roman Riggs, Jimmy Uso, and Jay Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman is in the modern era in the 2020s. I've not watched it in modern times. Like, I've not watched the recent ones. The only kind of wrestling stuff I've seen is the UFC fights. I've not seen the WWE since the early 2000s, well, in the mid 2000s. So I'm not familiar with this modern age. All right. This Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose in the modern era. That's from 2010. There is the Degeneration in the late 90s. The Ruthless Aggression era was in the early 2000s. The modern era began in 2010. The 2010s, it's called. Alright, it's going. Send this pirate out to sea. Okay. See this ship, it just kind of floats out this way. It's pretty cool. Okay, so sorry, I'm watching another movie. I'm stuck. Oh, okay. Hello, mermaid. Uh, what movie are you watching, if you don't mind me asking? OMG, I'm watching Edward Scissorhands. You got to rewatch it. Oh, you're watching Edward Scissorhands. That is a great. I watched it last year. Yes, I'll certainly rewatch it. Yeah, very well. A very good one. Good choice. Vince McMahon did some horrible things. It was in the news. Oh yeah, okay. And we will say what that was about right now. I heard about that in the past. Sex trafficking. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, that is messed up. Okay, Jada Parker, she serves as the heel manager of the OTM and has noted her strong character work, star power, although she still developed her in ring skills. Lash legend, known for her charisma and microphone skills, Lash legend is a prominent figure known as NXT Women Division, established part of the group, which includes male wrestlers. Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, I love it. OMG, been so long. And then Christine says, "No, you cannot." Scared. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are the modern day popular female wrestlers in the WWE today. The roster is split between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT brands, along with newer developed brands like Evolve. All right, Becky Lynch is a multi-time women's champion known as the Man. She was inaugural women's intercontinental championship. Bianca Belair, SmackDown, a former WWE Women's Championship known as the Est of WWE for her athleticism. Bailey, a former champion and veteran of the women's division. Asuka, this is in Raw, a multi-time champion in Kabuki Warriors and talented competitor is Io Sky. And then there's Charlotte Flair, like we talked about before, daughter of Ric Flair, multiple women's championships. Lara Valkyria competes in Raw brand. So that's some information about the female ones. One of my friends, speaking of hockey, uh, oh, Christine says Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins have a daughter. Oh, okay. Thanks for thanks for mentioning that. Let's see. Now, I would interesting to in the future their kid I would think probably will get into the trade of wrestling in the future, most likely. That's a that is a nice fun fact. And this little dingy ship, although I have a bigger one. I'm going to go after this one. Okay. Code in November 25, Cody Rhodes holds the undisputed WWE Championship. CM Punk is the World Heavyweight Champion. Jade Cargill holds the WWE Women's Championship. Stephanie Vicue is Women's World Champion in NXT. Oba Fem is the NXT champion, and Tatum Paxley holds the NXT Women's Championship. I'm glad to update myself about the modern what's going on in the modern game today. All right. Although ice hockey isn't popular where I am, or it's not as well known where in my region, I'm still the one I'm aware about the most. My friend likes the Nashville Predators, and from y'all, I learned more about the other teams because I just originally uh, didn't see a lot of that. I knew about ice hockey, but it wasn't something that they like. Where I am, football's the big thing. Not even because there's no baseball team really either. So football is like the big thing here. That's a Kraken hunter ship, allegedly, but it must do. Then it must have something to do with the Kraken itself, or they must be controlling it. Eh, yes, yes, I'm a Saints fan. Beans. Yeah, it is very big in my city. Yes, growing up where I am, the like my where my city is, the Saints. That is, I am from New Orleans, where they have the Saints. So that is like in different part regions, different people I've encountered. I have seen the yeah facts means facts. Like people like the Dodgers in LA and NYC, it's the Yankees. Where I am, like they had the Zephyrs baseball team, but it was a minor league, and then they changed it to Baby Cakes, and it's gone now. But yeah, the Saints of the city is just the same type of like enthusiasm people have for hockey teams, stuff like that. They have it for the city. They used to have free dress days. My school would have uniforms, but they would have free dress days, and we would wear different Saints outfits. I remember I really liked the jersey. Right. And yeah, Louisiana. Yeah. The and certainly yeah, black and gold is the colors. And I always thought that their colors were really cool and I liked the European theme it had to it with the fleur de lis on it. It was a great surprise in '09 when they went to the Super Bowl. They were supposed to go at some point recently, but there is allegedly some foul play on the referee side with the other team, and people thought it was being rigged. That is a something I remember hearing about, but yeah, yeah the Saints definitely they have. I've not kept up a lot with games and football recently because of the other things, but yeah, I definitely team that I like. Remember, I would get the kids would like when I we would like to play football, and I think after the hurricane there was like a really strong sense of nationalism around the Saints team during that time. Peyton is hard to replace. Right. Yes, I agree. Very good coach. Any Louisiana hot sauce is my favorite, but my number one is Tabasco. Yes, I love Tabasco as well. Tabasco is very delish. My favorite Tabasco is a type with the scorpion pepper in it. Yeah, it's lots of different flavors. Might get hit here. Ooh. Yeah, I will say I thought Drew Brees was a good QB, and if I'm correct, he retired. I'm not completely familiar what's going on with that team now, really, but I wish them all success with what they do. They can do it again, like they did it before. I think it being after the hurricane, a couple years after the hurricane, it was their golden age of after that storm happened. So yeah, and as I said, other regions they're more into baseball or hockey. Down here, it's football. Then, as was on YouTube with different people, I learned about these other teams more. Like that was nice to interesting to know about. I guess down here with the heat, although inside a room you're not, it's going to be cooler, so people could have hockey. But I guess the hockey was more of a northern thing. But there was a hockey team here, but there wasn't really that. Uh, you know, I never heard of it. So yeah, every region will have its different sports for different things. And the Fleur Lee originated in France because it was a French city. Yeah, so it's and I mean, look, this that ship right there has black and gold on it, similar to the Saints colors, because it was influenced by Europe stuff. Okay. Back in the day, many many years ago, my favorite player was Reggie Bush. Back in a long time ago, when I kept up with it more, and I used to play the games on the different devices too, the Madden games, like I've mentioned before. Yeah, the Saint ship, the Saint ship. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely the Saint ship. Scared. And this is a lower level ship, but I was telling them before I was choosing this ship to use to fight with because it was kind of like the modern pirates use these smaller dinghy ships today, and it's very fast. Let's see. And where I am right now, the weather in my city, it's been cold recently, but now the weather has become very hot again. And eventually colder weather will come back down, but it has to constantly be pumped in with a cooler weather. Yeah. Oh, another thing that my city likes is basketball. That's something popular in my city. It was originally called the Hornets, but they changed it to the Pelicans. So yeah, it's a. I feel I of I feel a little bit ancient when I'm like, oh, I know what it was like when it was the Hornets. Yeah. So I thought the Hornets colors were really cool, and that was in what's called the Baby Dome. That's where they had the circus would come to the city, and I I liked watching the. That's where I'd see the circus come in, and they would have different events that they would watch there. I guess the Superdome too. That the Superdome's the big one where they have football stuff. Yeah, my city it's basketball and football that they like. There's a time where the Tasm Hill and Karma are my guys. Facts, Beans. Very good. Let's see. I think teamwork is when people work together. That's always good to have people work together. And when they have the when you have that, it is a much likelier chance to have winning. So it's good to know about different players in the different games that do well with each other to get the win. A lot of times I'll see in football games they'll sometimes defense is lacking and they leave the other players open. That's an error that I will see a lot. Although I'm not on the field, I know so I'm not like it's not really to judge exactly what's going on. But yeah, that I would say the defenses can be improved. All right, let's go out there. Oh, really go on this side like that. And they used to call the Saints the Aints a long time ago when because they couldn't really win anything. So people would wear a bag over their head. It was quite pitiful, but then they eventually did better and start winning stuff, especially when they did the Super Bowl thing. That was a wild one. many people wanted them to eventually return to do that. At some point, they will. Ooh. All right. Oh, that one is still out there. The Saint ship is still out there. Okay. Yes. Hello, Tom. Good to see you. And Voodoo. Yeah. Now, actually, with Voodoo in the city, I've never known anybody that does that, and most people are either non-religious or Catholic or other religions, various other religions. But yeah, the city's known for the voodoo stuff from its past, and then they did a thing where they combined both religions together. So yeah, and they have the different tourist attractions that will have voodoo stuff, and they have like food that's called voodoo chips, stuff like that. So, and many different movies and TV shows depict that. But I technically have never met anyone that ever did that. It's it's when the slave trade. It was a religion from Africa, and the African people brought it with them, and they came from this region in the game, the Caribbean, and that's how it got here. So yeah, it is certainly a part of the city's history, and it's what the city's known for. That's true. And good to see you, Tom. Welcome to the stream. The Wax Museum was really cool to show the different history of the city. It was spooky, but I like spooky stuff. But they took it down, and I felt offended. They took it out 10 years ago. We're attacking the Saints ship. Okay. Let's go this way. Okay, yeah, because I like how it has the Kraken symbols on them. Okay. Yeah, and these smaller ships are trying to stop me from getting the other one. The Bean says, "Don't attack our own." Scared? Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, and Pool says, "I googled Winona Ryder and Depp split, but I'm having trust issues with Google." I mean, I think that's probably true. Here, I'll look it up. Let's see. Let's go here. Okay, so allegedly, yes, Winona Ryder and Depp split back in June '93, breaking off their engagement after about 4 years of dating. They had not been a couple for decades. Their highly publicized relationship in the early '90s was iconic at the time. Depp even famously got a Winnow fever tattoo, which he later changed to Winnow fever after the breakup. Yeah, good to see you too. Reasons for the separation reportedly include tense media scrutiny, demanding work schedules that kept them apart, and personal struggles with anxiety, mental health, and Ryder experienced after the split. Today, both have moved on. Winona Ryder has been a long-term relationship with fashion designer Scott McKinley Hahn since 2011. Johnny has had several other high-profile relationships and marriages since then, included with Vanessa Paradis and Amber Heard, as we know from the trials. Yeah, so it seems to be correct. Okay. All right, I got a haunted pouch. That's good. I thought one of the movies I liked was Beetlejuice, the Halloween movie. That was a funny one. I saw the new one that came out last year. Though there's some like very classic, iconic Christmas movies, definitely. Okay, and let's go drive by. There we go, drive by. Okay. A girl I knew back when I was in school was Edward Scissorhands for Halloween one time. That was funny. And Vincent Price is in the Edward Scissorhands movie. That guy was a very classic horror actor for many years. I think that was either his last or one of his last movies. That was a nice touch to it. There's the saintship. Okay. Ooh. Scared. Yeah, I like the way the clouds look. It reminds you of a scene from one of the movies when the pirates they're hanging out in a ship. They're looking for Jack, and he came on shore from floating in the water in a coffin. That was around this region, actually. Around this region. So that's pretty cool. Where the different accuracies of the game. So I will say, after 10 years, they certainly have improved the game. This newer version and added some stuff to it. I'm glad they added the Kraken to it. Okay, and firing there, and firing this. Ah, the Saint ship took me down. I got too close to it. Now we'll put it out this way and get the other one. That is in that region. Okay. What happened was I got a little bit too close. Let's break out of here. Yes. Saints 1, Alien 0. Yes. There you go. It looks like the volcano's erupting. That's why it's shaking. Okay, let's go to this area. To the haunted island. Scared. Okay. This is my. This is the bigger one I have. Let's see. It's the Galactic Rose. A little bit slower than the other one. And let's see. Scared. I like the different colors. Let's see. Scared. It's been a while since I've used this one. The thing about the Saints is that they had all kinds of cool merch about different things. They had merch with the like shirts that weren't jerseys, and they also had jerseys and different items. As I say, around the time after the hurricane, they were very, or at least that's when people were really into it back then. But of course, they're still into it now. But it was even more talked about. Let's see. There are some treasure ships that have sunk over time, and Bean says, "I wish I could just go to Walmart in New Orleans and do a shopping spree." Yeah, yeah, you definitely would enjoy that. It's so nice to see the different racks they have and the different, all the different ones. They're so, uh, it's like hypnotizing. I remember they had the Saints football itself as a collectible. Those are so cool. And I have a toy helmet also. That's nice. But they have more realistic ones too. Okay. Mermaids say Christmas movies and holiday movies hit so hard I cried every time. Everyone. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you know what, Mermaid? That is true. When you rewatch movies, it certainly is the very emotional, and you see how the crazy movies are as you get older. Yeah, because I have rewatched movies that I watched when I was little, and I just see it differently, and I notice things I didn't notice before. That it's like it's almost trippy to do that. All right, the Saint ship has yielded to Alien, but it's not over just yet because I have to fight the other ones. These little, the tinier ones. All right, now what we're going to do is go here. Okay. Okay, and yeah, when rewatching movies, like I'll like see things that I didn't notice before when they were doing that. Oh, and holy crap! Sorry, I was like 10 minutes behind in the stream. Oh, okay. Okay. And all right, this is the crew of the Saint ship, right here. All right, this is the crew of the Saint ship. I'm just gonna be running around it. Oh yeah, so I want to say that yes, Mermaid, I have seen so many different people with their different movies, right? And I've watched it as a kid, and then watching it as I'm older, I notice things I didn't notice before, and it's like trippy. It's so, uh, you see how like crazy it is. Yeah, definitely. All right, I'm running around like on the football field. All right. Let's see. Looks like the Saints team is going to win against Alien again. All right. Okay, let's go here. And they're all wearing black and gold. That's cool. All right, let's do that. Oh, it's very dark for some reason. I don't know what that's about. It's all dim. Then we're gonna do this. Oh, it looks like one of those zombie ships are coming my way. Scared. Okay, and then burning fire. We're all running on the football. Scared. I like their colors. It's quite interesting. Okay. They must be coming from below deck. That's where these waves are coming from. Okay. And doing that. All right, the Saints won against me. So the Saint ship wins, Beans. There you go. All right, so this 2 for Saints ship and 0 for Alien. Facts. All right, and Mermaid said, "Man, I hate Edward Scissorhands. He literally didn't do anything to know anyone, and they essayed and tortured him." Yeah, it is a very sad story. A sad thing that happened to him. I agree. And Bean said, "Are y'all cooking for Thanksgiving?" Yeah, yeah, we're gonna have. I'm gonna have some Thanksgiving food like the turkey, stuffing, and like that. So yes, we are. Are you gonna be cooking Beans? I remember Beans at Thanksgiving. It was like 2 years ago. When we were on the show, I had a good Thanksgiving that time. I remember that I ate the food and I watched a Gilbert Grape movie. I watched that. So yeah, that was I remember that was a good Thanksgiving. And this time, what we're doing is uh, going to have some more turkey and some other Thanksgiving food as well, as far as I know. Oh, you're cooking. That's good, Beans. And I remember about 2 years ago or so when you weren't able to do it on Thanksgiving itself. But I'm glad this time you're able to. You're going to be cooking. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. Pools. It is such a good movie. It's such a good movie. It's extremely showing resilience of the human spirit, and it's showing the it's a tragedy, but there's still good in it. So I like those attributes of it. Well, oh look at that! It's glitched. The game is glitching. The water's gone. Scared. Yeah, it's about resilience, and it shows you how the character develops over time and how he eventually triumphs in the end. Yeah, the good stories in it. Yeah, and he was very talented. Even if people thought he was a freak or he was something was strange about him, Edward Scissorhands was so good at making things out of those hedges. He was very talented in his own way. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. That's true. Okay, and now we're going to repair this one over here. Okay. The dad tried to get him to use his talents to get money to. Yeah. He definitely was in good care. Definitely. So that one is the selling. Okay, let's see what this is. The mom in the movie was funny. Wrong one. Okay, let's go this way. And let's buy a new one. Oh, I'm just curious about which one is the one we have. What's that one's called? A war brig. Okay, so we're gonna get a different one than a war brig. Yeah, and this way down here. Ah, oh, Edward Sister. I like the Gothic castle was really cool. Gothic castle was very cool, and I like the contrary colors between the time of like where the castle, like the Gothic imagery, and then like the more bright colored neighborhood. Yeah, and then they have like some like silly people in the game in the movie that will try to be mean to the Edward, right? But they're just he's misunderstood. The beginning parts are quite funny though. Yes, that's true. That's true. All right, then we're going to go back here and upgrade it. The hull, make it fast. Yep. And the sail. There we go. Yeah, the cinematography is good, and then one thing, the costumes are good. There's lots of plot twists in them as well. Okay, this is the brand new ship. It's the fastest one. See, these designs make the ship faster. Nice and gold. Okay. Sunk that one. Okay, let's go here. You know, Edward Scissorhands is like a machine, and all, but he's still human though. Whoa! What on earth is this? Scared. It looks like the pirate went to heaven. This is something strange. I've seen the Davy Jones locker thing before, but this is something really different. Yeah, it looks like my pirate went to heaven. They were very good movies that we saw when we were kids, definitely in that time period. Yeah, that is for sure. All right, so my pirate died and went to heaven. I must have gotten struck by lightning or something, and that's where he is. It's like the pirate movie when he was stuck in Davy Jones' locker. Let's return to Cuba. All right, we return to Cuba. Let's go back out. Now it's all fixed. I remember that scene in the movie when he's on the waterbed and and it's like a horror movie scene and he starts popping the waterbed and she sees this dude with a bunch of knives for hands, and it's freaking her out. I remember that. Okay, and yeah, so I like this ship that we just got right here. God, that movie breaks my heart. Alone, I'm crying, and yes, yeah, okay, yeah. And they wanted to go and get him, and he didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to protect those he cared about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a perfect movie for the holidays. It's also has nice snowy scenes in it too. Yeah, definitely a classic. Also, Nightmare Before Christmas is another good one. It's a gothic, dark movie that's about it fits in with Christmas or Halloween. The poor guy was a kid, and then he never had a life, and society was so weird to him. Like us all, it's a crazy good movie. Oh, you're crying because you finished the movie. Yeah, it's a very emotional movie. Definitely, I agree. I'm glad you got to finish it. I understand it is emotional. You haven't seen it forever. Yeah. I saw it in 2016, and then I saw it in last year last. Yeah, Johnny Depp is one of the best actors in our lifetime for sure. That is very true. Kathy Baker, the lady who tried to seduce him, she's one hell of a good actor too. Yeah, yeah, definitely. The Navy is in the move again, and they're gaze to be a monster, a creature. They will sail with weapons primed and ready. Okay. Did you see Edward Scissorhands as a kid as well as Primates in Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Primates of the Caribbean. Okay, I did see Edward Scissorhands as a kid. Absolutely. I thought I saw it in the movie theater when it happened, but I wasn't born yet. So I saw it in the movie theater during a replay. I saw it a couple of times as a kid. LMAO, hell, it's trying to play Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a good one. I haven't seen that one since 2016. That's a nice one. It may have been 2017 maybe, but I think 2016 definitely. Also, Willy Wonka that Depp was in is another Christmas movie, but a lot of people have feuds over if the one that which one's better. But both were good movies. Both Wonka movies were good, but still, the that one's played a lot of times during Christmas. Oh yeah, yeah, I can understand, and that's the whole point. The character was trying to make the audience uncomfortable. That was the whole point. So she did her job as an actress to make the effect. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you like the Willy Wonkas. Yeah, and I have no idea how she didn't crack up. She probably did. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they probably do a lot of retakes. Well, that's crazy, Ned. Oh yeah, there's bloopers for those movies are very good. The pirate bloopers are funny, and the bloopers for the one that you're speaking of is, or yeah, they're all good. Yeah, because it's like they'll say something and then start laughing, and a take two. Yeah. See, it's like yeah, those certainly a lot of times DVDs would have them as special features, and the special features would consist of the bloopers. Interesting. Interesting. I like the stairs. Okay. Nice. Oh, the cave. There's lots of acting and makeup and costume designs that they have to do. So I do appreciate their resilience. All the people involved that we don't even see, the people behind the scenes, is real cool too. Uh, okay, it looks like that's the closest island to the volcano island. Okay, they have the opposition. Okay, now it's a friendship. I think it's funny in the beginning when she was selling the ships. I mean, not that she was selling like makeup and stuff to people in the beginning, and there's like awkwardness. That was funny. They add a lot of nice humor to those movies that I think are cool. And there's little things people can catch. Why not? It looks like there's a little critter out there. I mean, a other ship out there that can get him. Okay. Yes, Edward Scissorhands is one of my favorites, for sure. Let's get this ship. He's kind of sailing off. He's running away. We're trying to catch him. Scared. This is hilarious. The ship's running away from me. I don't bite too hard. Come back here. Now, if he doesn't want to engage, I won't bother the ship. Yeah, it seemed like the character wasn't interested, so we'll we'll just go back. Trying to find this island. It's all the way down there somewhere. There it is. I don't even know. Whatever. I guess it's this way. There's the island. So much to do, so much procrastination. Yeah, that happens. I mean, taking small steps to eventually getting what's done is important because it could be a tedious thing to do overall. But that is, you know, over time, what needs to be done does need to be done. But in small steps, I think are good to take. But yeah, I so as I said, the I'll rewatch the Edward Scissorhands movie again, and I knew it was very good. And I'm watching some other Christmas movies too. You get a lot done or nothing at all. Okay. Okay, we are back here then. Mermaid said, "Hopefully, after therapy, I'll have an answer to as why I'm this way. I'll struggle. I have to force myself at times. Yeah, the it's easier said than done. The one who can and can't are both correct, as they say. It. I think that with me at least, it was discipline that was a factor because like you got to remember like if you don't do it, like there's something like you'll feel better about yourself and whatever will be done will be done. But as I said, it's normal behavior, mermaid. Like everybody's like that to an extent, and over time it'll get better. Okay. These are like the pool rooms of the Caribbean right here. Yeah, they are pretty cool. Yes, and they're all looking at me like I'm the plague right now. Yeah, this is the catacombs. Okay, the Kraken fleet has been sunk by the pirates. Okay. Oh, now they're trying to square up. Now everybody's squaring up now. Not even a crossroad, it's just straight up here. Oh, there's a deeper part to the catacombs, which is this way. Looks like a medieval dungeon. You like the moon and the caves? Yeah, it's very nice architecture in the game that they have for that. Yeah, that's a lava. That's quite epic. That's a notorious Jolly Roger, a hologram of him right there. They took me out. I didn't even know my health was that low. Okay. All right. So going to go here. All right. So at this point in time, we have finished the stream for the night. It's we've done what we uh, the course of time that we were doing the stream is finished. All right. So there's also some things to get and you get done, and thank you, Mermaid, and everybody else that was here. I appreciate it, and thank you for chatting with me, Mermaid. Um, it was a good conversation about the different things, and I will watch some Christmas movies and tell you about it and my thoughts on them after not seeing them for a couple of years. And thank you for compliments on the games and stuff. And I hope that you have a wonderful evening too. All right, so everybody, we will. Oh yeah, thank you, Beans, for coming to and hanging out with us. Yes. Oh yeah, you're leaving. I'll be back. Yes, I am leaving. Yes. Yeah, get hot coca. Yes, that's good to get. You too, Beans. Thank you. Yes, and I'm leaving for the night. Yes, that's true. I'll see you all tomorrow. All right, and peace.